Taklons.
And hello, welcome to solo playthroughs. If I look a little bit disheveled, it's because I was on a red eye last night, and I'm looking good. Beard's looking good. I got my a narwhal shirt on. I mean, what else could I ask for? But yeah, I had very little sleep last night. But we're gonna make this work for sure. Hello, good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon to Silver Fear. Thank you for popping in. This is gonna be a good one. We got the Taklons, and I'm just gonna randomize my opponent every time I play Gaia Project from now on. We have featured all the Automas enough. I feel pretty good about that. Taklons, I did not realize how strong their power cycle could be until I got my butt kicked by someone who was far less experienced than Gaia Project, but who had a lot of experience with Terra Mystica. And he absolutely used that power cycle to max advantage and just crushed me in endgame scoring. It was a devastating loss, and I have not been the same since. So Dave, Dave's my wife's cousin, excellent gamer, and humbled me a bit. I needed it. It was good for me. So yeah, we got this Brainstone. The Brainstone counts as 3 power, so when we cycle power, we can cycle this as any other power in our cycle. But when we spend the Brainstone from the 3rd bin, we can treat it as if it is worth 3 power, and that includes for the passive actions over here, where we can again cycle 3 just to get an or that includes for when we do the power QIC actions. Now I just had a warm-up game against the Itars, made it a really interesting game. Itars obviously with their faction action of covering up a lot of QIC actions power QIC actions made that a super interesting race to make sure I got everything I wanted out of my power cycle from round to round. So let me figure out who my opponent is, then we'll get the board randomized, and hopefully we can get this done fairly quickly. So we have our 6 Automa factions we could be up against. I will roll a d6. I rolled a 1. Geodens it is. Dun, dun, dun. Geodens. Their faction action as they move up on a research area track, they do a power QRC action and they get 1 point. And ongoing ability, after they colonize a new planet type, they gain an additional 2 victory points. My computer wants me to know that someone is live on my channel. Yes, they are, and I know. Eventually, I will stop being stunned every time that notification comes up a couple of minutes into my playthrough, but it's very jarring. All right, I get a loud bing in my ear. Bing! All right, so we have the red that will we'll use the red tokens here for the 3rd dummy player, again for the purpose of endgame scoring, as well as to help me work through where the Automa is going to build their new mines. I will dump all of the orange pieces out. Let me take the pieces we don't need off of the table here. I'm going to cause a bit of an earthquake to my Taklon board. That's fine. Boom. This will go hither. And I'll just leave it in a big piley mess because that's quicker. I'm getting all of the point markers and the research area stuff. So the Geodens do start at level 1 of the my bad, the terraforming track, because of course they do. They're going to be at level, yeah, that is because this is level 0. I always forget whether it's like level 1, then it's level 2, or whether it's level 0 and level 1. So it's definitely level 0 and level 1. And then both the Automa and I will start at 10 points. We are playing it hard. That means we will have these 6 cards that have the little green box there. And then we're going to also start with card number 9. I never really bumped it up to very hard. I mean, at some point I probably should. I just feel like at some point you're just managing the game more than playing the game. If you, again, the more actions you give to the Automa, the more you have to carry out all of their stuff. But I wonder what that would do for their scoring. I'm guessing they would probably score another 10 to 15 points ish a game if you give them between 2 to 3 points around for having an extra card. But it could maybe something I want to explore in the future. I need to get my board game helper app opened up, or not. It's not even an app. It's just a website, and my phone doesn't want to respond to me. All right, there we go. You got it. So, again, this is from Board Game Helper. I will close out the game I just played. So we have one player with Automa. We're going to do a random advanced setup. I am not a robot. It believes me. And let me generate this map here. Awesome. So in the top left over here on the terraforming track, we will have 8 points and a QIC. Here's our little lost planet, which we are super happy to see. We have 4 points when you take that tile. For every trading station you have on the board, you can get the action of getting 3 ore once a round, a QIC and 5 ore once a round. You get, every time you place a trading station, you get 3 points. At the time you take this, you get 2 points for mine. And then at the time you take this, you get 1 ore per sector. This is going to be a pretty... I think with the Taklons, my whole goal is it's going to be pretty standard. This is not a super creative approach to the solo game. I'm going to be looking to go up that economic track, and then I'm just playing this mini game with the power cycle and just kind of leading that to get me all the extra resources I want. And then from there, I should be able to have a really nice, robust engine to be able to destroy the Geodens and make them rue the day they wanted to challenge me. All right, we're going to have the other tactiles. Here they are. So in the terraforming track, we have 7 points. Jerome Karen says, from Numerology Mindfulness, is happy to see this one solo. Thank you, sir. Welcome to the channel. Gaia was a bit of a journey for me as a solo gamer. It took me a long time to wrap my head around this one. And I think if you go back to my earliest Gaia videos, you'll see that progression. But I wouldn't recommend my earliest videos. There was... I was learning a lot about tech and quality and editing, and it's been a nice little journey. But here we are. So again, the textiles we have here. So 7 points on the terraforming track, 1 ore and cycle 1 in the navigation track, 4 credit in the AI track. I do not like that there. But maybe we'll do some more Gaia forming than I thought. So that's, again, your what is it? Your Planetary Institute and your academies count as 4 power. Now, I will say there is a chance I never build my Planetary Institute in this game, and I just don't find it as strong. Yeah, I really just don't like the Taklons Planetary Institute for a solo game, but you do have to make sure you have another way to get power. So what's the special ability for the Taklons? So, I already talked about their overriding special ability that they can spend. A Brainstone is worth 3 power. Well, if you build your Planetary Institute, not only do you get the 1 power in cycle 4 every round, so that's a really nice benefit. The other thing is every time you do the passive action of charging, so again, you do the passive action every time someone either builds in your neighborhood and upgrades in your neighborhood, not only do you cycle your power, but you also gain 1 power into your cycle. Now, it's pretty important for the Taklons because you will be spending a lot of power out of bin 2 to get your Brainstone back into bin 3. So there is like an interesting thing going on there. Remember, you could always spend an ore to get power in your cycle. We'll see how the board lays out, how many power we're going to need in the cycle to build our satellites, and we'll see what the endgame scoring tiles are to decide if I really want to get my Planetary Institute on the board. I did not in the last game, and I still scored 175. So all right, so that's done. We have, when you take this tile, you get 1 knowledge for each planetary or each planet type you have on the board. Again, it's max 9. There are 7 different colors of planets, and then there's Gaia planets, and then there is the Lost Planet. And then on the knowledge track, oh man, I don't like that there either. This is a once around, you get the cycle 4, and now it have us moving up the knowledge track. So these are 2 tracks I wasn't super excited about moving up with the Taklons, but as fate may have it, maybe I'm going in a different direction than I thought, but still really want to slam that economic track, and getting up to at least there in the navigation track early is going to be a priority. So I have a lot of interesting decisions in the early part of this game for sure. At this tile here, every time you do a Gaia planet, you get the 3 extra points, and then here is you get a knowledge and a credit once during income every round, and then this last tech tile is you get an ore and a QIC, I don't know what that is, a QIC immediately. Our round scoring tiles, we're going to have every time you terraform, you get 2 points for each terraforming step. Super fun. We're going to have every time you move up on a research track, you get 2 points. We're going to have 5 points for an academy or a planetary institute if you build it in that round. 2 points for every mine you build in round 4. Round 5, we're going to get 4 points for every Gaia planet that we colonize. And round 6, 4 points for every trading station that we build in that round. Our endgame scoring tiles are over here. We have different planet types. That's going to be an interesting, wow, that's going to be a really interesting battle with the Geodent because they're obviously looking for new planet types. So that's actually a really good tile for the AI. And then we have the number of planets you have in federations. Now for the Automa, it's going to be the number of planets they have, the number of structures they have on the board, -1. That's going to be their end score for that. The dummy player that we're up against here, just for the purpose of the endgame scoring tiles, is going to be at 10 for the second endgame scoring tile here, and it's going to be a 5 for the first. Is that a 5? God, I can't even see. So many lights. All right, it's a 5 for the first. So we're going to put these here for the Geodents. They already have the orange planet type. I have the brown planet type. I already have that there. I'll put that there for me. And again, I don't stay on top of that the whole game as I go. Usually around 5 or around 6, I'll figure out, all right, where am I at with this? And then we'll start planning accordingly. I will put satellites from the Geodens on each of the round scoring tiles to make sure I remember to score the Automa every round. Fantastic. All right, which we have our last 2 things we need to do. We need to get our round boosters. So income, get a QIC and 2 credit. This one is when you pass, you get 3 points for research lab you have on the board, plus you get a knowledge and income. I like having this tile here for the Taklons. We get 2 power into our cycle, plus an ore in income. Here is a terraforming step and 2 credit in income. And then finally, every time you pass, you get 4 points per planetary institute and academy you have on the board, and you get to cycle 4. What is our map? Again, you're only using tiles 1 through 7. 5 through 7 are flipped over to the side that just has the outline of the number instead of the number filled in. So number 1 is going to be over here. That's going to overlap the scoring track a little bit. Number 3 is going to be up here. Number 5 is going to be here. Number 6 is going to be here. Number 4, I know this is riveting television, kids. Absolutely riveting. Look at Greg arrange tiles on the board. So exciting. All right. I know. One day, like sometimes I've done setup for this off camera because it does take a wee bit of time, but I like having the whole thing kind of done on camera a bit. So you will notice that planet types are not supposed to touch. So when you have a setup, you can't have any kind of setup where a red planet's like adjacent to another red planet. However, transitant planets are exempt from that restriction, so that is an absolutely legal setup. And again, this was generated by BoardGameHelper.com, which there are a couple of them out there. I find this one to be the most consistent. I really enjoy just having the setup done for me like that with that website. So very, very cool website for sure. Highly recommend. All right, these can come out of the game. I'm going to put the original 2 mines for the Geodents on the board. They're going to be closest to the center, so they're going to have 1 there and 1 there. So there is no tie. We don't need to do any kind of tiebreaker. I'm going to shuffle all 17 of the Automa cards that come with the game, and we're just going to flip 1 over and look at the bottom right. This is going to be their starting tile, which is great. I had no interest in that tile for the first round. Anyway, now that is one of our starting Automa cards. So 1, 2, is that number 9? It is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to shuffle the remaining cards in my hand. There are 11 of them, and I'm going to take 6. Nope, I lied. The remaining cards in my hand, there are 10 of them, and I'm going to take 6. These 4 cards just come out of the game, and then I'm going to add one of these cards face down to my starting cards for the first round, and the rest of them I'll just put underneath my ugly mug off camera. So I'm going to take these cards, shuffle them up pretty good. I should be able to fit. Do I need to make myself a little smaller here? Yeah, that's better. All right. I was too big. I was taking up too much space. Cool. So I'm going to take these 8 cards that are going to be for our first round. I'm turning 3 sideways. I'm putting 5 on top. And now this is the Automa's deck setup for round number 1. I'm going to use this token there to indicate when we have possible end of round. Just again, mental cues for me. And then I have another token that I will use to make sure I'm scoring right. And I do need to find a place to, let me do this up here actually. I do need to find a place to actually show you the cards as I pull them off. So then I'll put this, I can get all of the Automa structures off the board, and I'll put this up here for our faction action. Excellent. Ding and ding. You see some vestiges of some gray pieces on the side. Pay no attention to them. I'll get them off the screen. Excellent. I finally picked up this game and I've been enjoying it more than I expected. Also, perfect timing. I needed some more background noise to work on scripts at lunch. Nice. Best solo Gaia Project videos on YouTube are right here. Thank you, Silver Fear. I appreciate that. Andy Farrow, go Greg. All power to your Brainstone. My Brainstone needs some power after, sleeping on a red eye. Automa took your best booster. Boo. Oh, yeah, I guess that's a good point, Troy. Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about. I was looking at the top half. Yeah, the bottom half would have been really strong for me. That's a good point. But I play bad, so I didn't even notice. I was like, whatever. Didn't even notice it. Yeah, I would have enjoyed cycling a little bit. That would have been a helpful thing for me to happen in my life. But alas, we will move on. But yeah, this is an interesting setup. I think the setup does favor the Geodens a little bit more than I expected. I still feel pretty confident about our ability to make this sucker work. One thing that's slightly unfortunate is that there are no brown planets that are already in the neighborhood of these peoples. Man, there's like not even woof. All okay, here we go. So this is a what's the color, Greg? That's a gray planet within range 2. We have a Gaia planet within range 2. I have to get in their neighborhood, right? I mean, I want to be in their space so I can cycle off of them as much as possible. Getting that Brainstone into into the cycle 3 bin is like of primary importance. So like, what's a realistic thing for me to get to? That's probably the most realistic thing for me to get to. I do start with a QIC, so I could always spend that to, increase my range by 2. Your natural range is only 1, so that's a little bit of a problem. Wow. This is a bad setup. This is a really bad setup. Woof. Sorry, I'm laughing. My last video where someone's like, "I don't understand all your woofs. Some are good, some are bad." I'm like, "Yeah, I have some woofing problems." It's an overused ploy. I will try to woof less for anyone that is annoyed by my woofing. Oh my gosh, this is bad. Bad, bad, bad. I have nothing that increases range there, so that's a problem. I mean, if I can get 5 power in my cycle, I can do a double terraform, so that opens up this white. And that's a lot of terraforming steps for the Geoden, so they're unlikely to take that. So I think I take this, because then I could do a QIC and 2 terraforming steps to get there, maybe? I can even get I could... No. I was thinking I could combine that terraforming step and that terraforming step, but I can't. They're both different actions. So that's not going to work. Could be a Gaia planet land over here. Yeah, I don't want to get here and I'm just kind of get trapped in by the Geodins. I think I will. Wow, I hate this. I will go here and maybe we will start looking at some Gaia forming Nis. If I get the Gaia former, God, I don't even want that early though. All right. Well, we'll have to figure it out. I'm going to go there and there, and we are going to have to get our. I need to get my initial round booster. QICs are great. I do have nothing to cycle. Man, because I'm not even going to be passive cycling off of them right now. And I'm not in their neighborhood, so friggin' trading stations are going to cost a bunch. Oh my gosh, this is bad. Like, really bad. Stop whining, Greg. I can't help it. I'm very sad. Yeah, none of this is good. I think I come here because that yellow is like a low-hanging fruit for me. There's one terror for my step. I think that's going to make a lot more sense. I will take the... two extra credit in the terraforming step. So, income, I get 2 credit. That gets me from 15 to 17. Remember, we start with 15. The most you can have is 30. If both yellows were going to be there, I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, or... So I get up to 7. Yeah, I don't want to add 2 more power to my cycle because I'm already worried about how I'm going to power what I have. So that's unfortunate. I'm going to get 1 knowledge. Again, you start with 1 knowledge income on your board. And that's all she wrote. What is going to be the best way? Where are they likely to go? Orange, red. They're likely to go there, which would be really nice, actually. Oh, that's interesting. That's only 2 terraforming steps for me, too. So I might not even need the QIC. I probably want to get that orange before they do if I can. Because otherwise the only other orange have a chance to get is all the way to frig over there. And again, endgame scoring, the number of different planet types is going to matter for sure. So we got our work cut out for us. I don't know what I want to do for the first turn of the game. Again, first round 1 starts with you. I think I have to bite the bullet and overpay for a trading station. My whole goal right now is I go trading station, research lab, and then I get this tech tile. I can cycle, get a double terraforming step there using a QIC to give me range. It's not the greatest I've ever seen, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm going to spend 2, or I'm spending 6 credit. So I go from 17 down to 11. Okay, sorry, the OBS disconnected for a second, but we are back, so that was pretty quick. Let me pause this real quick. Toma, so terrible map for the Taklons. Says Troy. Terrible is right. What faction would you have picked had you set up everything first? Andy Ferris says redo the map. Nah, I kind of like the challenge. It's kind of sadistic, but you know. Had I set up everything first, it's hard not to like the Ivits with like the red planets right in the middle. Woof. I mean, the Ivits are so strong though. There I had some interesting comments in my last Gaia video about like maybe it wasn't my last one. It was probably my most recent Gaia project comments were about how OP the Ivits can be at low player counts. I hadn't really thought about that before, but it does make some sense. So look, if I can get there, it's gonna take me 3 turns. But if I can get there, I feel okay. But we'll see what the GNS have to say about that. They are doing an upgrade action. So this is the extra card that was thrown into their deck. Actually, these are the 2 extra cards, the 12 and 2. So the rest of these are going to be their. Oops, my bad. I'm like, never mind. Pay no attention. We did not see those. I was like, that doesn't seem right. I'm gonna get these away before I pull. Those are like, why? The odds of that are wrong. This is the deck I'm drawing from. So here's our support card. Do not build a mine. There we go. It's an upgrade action anyway. So this actually was one of the extra cards built into their deck. They're going up in their highest research area, but they're not going to have that this round. They're doing an upgrade action. They're going to upgrade this closest to me. That becomes a trading station. And now they're going to get 1 point because that's what the card says to do. My turn. I'm going to spend 3 credit. 3 ore. I go from 5 to 2. I'm spending 5 credit. I go from 11 down to 6. Building a research lab. And that's going to give me this, which is going to, so do you really want to go up the economic track? But obviously, kind of desperate times, desperate measures here. Let me move up 1 on the research knowledge area. So, oh wow, I need 2 more turns to pull this off. So hopefully they don't build the mine in the next 2 turns. Or if they do build the mine, hopefully they're going to prioritize endgame scoring tile 1 or the top endgame scoring tile, because that would mean they would not build on another Geoden planet. So, or another orange planet, I should say, because you know the the ball tax are like, that's my planet too, yo. Of course it is. So they're gonna do a QIC action. They're gonna go 2 from the left. That goes there. They get 1 point. So they are crushing me at the score of 12 to 2. My third turn, I'm gonna use this cycling action. So you get 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to be able to have a 4th cycling where I move the Brainstone into my 3rd bin of my power cycle, setting me up for what I want to do next turn, unless the GNN stop me now. They did not, which is good. They're doing a faction action. They're going to move up on a research track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 coming from the right. They go up there. They're going to also do a power QIC action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They covered up that terraforming step power action, and they get 1 point to get to 13. My turn, I'm going to take 2 power out of my cycle. I'm cycling 2 into the 3rd bin, so to speak. I'm going to cycle all 5 of those. Oh no. What? When did he cover that? He covered that last turn. I didn't even notice it. Wow. That wasn't good, kids. So I had 6 here. It did not even dawn on me what he did until right now. That's bad. Huh. And this one's covered up too. I was hoping for that double terraforming step. He covered up both of them. What a jerk. Terraforming step costs 3. Woof. I still think I need to get there. I have 1 terraforming step from here. Wow, that was a bad start. I can get a bunch of ore, so I'm not totally worried about that. but it's not ideal. So I'm going to take one out, move this, cycle this, do this power QIC, actually get 2 more ore, so I'm at 4 ore. Automa's turn. They're doing an upgrade action. Their second priority is they upgrade a trading station to a planetary institute. I'm sorry, to their academy. No, to their planetary institute. I just put the wrong thing out. They get a point, so they're 14. So they have not been spreading out at all, which makes me a little happier. So now I'm going to spend 3 ore for a terraforming step, another ore, and 2 credit. And I'm spending this QIC to increase my range by 2. And I am also using this action. So let me kind of spell this out a little bit more. So I have 4, 2. I started with 17. That makes sense. I started with 17 and I spent 11. Yeah, right. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this. I'm doing a build a mine action using this here. So that gives me 1 terraforming step. I want to build, that white's tempting, but that orange, this is my opportunity to get it because eventually they're going to take it if I don't. So I'm going to spend that. That's giving me 1 terraforming step there. Now I can do the whole build the mine action. I'm spending 3 ore for a second terraforming step, and this ore is the ore that you need just to build a mine. Now I'm spending 2 credit. I go from 6 down to 4. I'm placing this mine there. Since I got did 2 terraforming steps, again, 1 from that action and then 1 from the 3 ore I spent, I'm going to get 4 points. I go from 10 to 14. That is fine. I get this mine on the board. So it's not going to be a great first round, but hopefully I can kind of build on this in future rounds. And now he'll start upgrading this dude, which means that I can start cycling off of whatever he does there. So just a really weird start to this game for sure. Woof. All right, Atoma's turn. Automa is going to place a mine, and they do care about endgame scoring, and they are going range 4. So they're looking for the fewest terraforming steps. They're looking for a planet type they don't already have. They don't have Gaia, so that's 1 terraforming step. They're going to stay closest to me, so I'm not going to like do all their potential options. They don't have red yet. They don't have red yet. They don't have red yet. The other thing that's 1 terraforming step there is the yellow. So, of course, it's range 4. So that was a low-hanging fruit for me because that was just 1 terraforming step for me. But he's going to grab it because that is closest to me and it's only 1 terraforming step. So we're going to put this reminder there to show that the Geodens have that. And they're going to place this mine. They're going to get 1 point, so they get up to 15. I get to cycle 1 because I am in the neighborhood, and I will take my little Brainstone, put that back in bin 2. So they haven't scored much, which is a saving grace here. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, only 5 points this round. Potential end around on their next turn. I do want to get up on a track. I'm going to spend this 4 knowledge and move up on the economic track. And we'll go over to the Geoden's turn. Geoden's possible end around. It does not end around. They're moving up on a research area. 1, 2, 3, 4. They move up on that one. 0 points. My turn. I will declare end of round. So I keep the first player token for sure. I'm going to put this back. And I will take... Oh, I had to spend this QIC to get the range that I needed. So make sure I spent that. So yeah, because I'm only range 1 navigation. So even though I only went 2, I had to spend the QIC to enhance my navigation by at least 1 more. So that was a very expensive mine. You were very expensive, sir. What do I want? I think I want more credits and QIC, although that ore is super tempting. And then I get the 2 power back since I cycled 2 out already. I don't know what I'm doing with the QIC. I don't have enough Woof. If I'm going first, I have a bunch of power I can get out of the cycle there. Yeah, let me add 2 power. and get an ore. I can get those 7 credits from there. So I think that makes the most sense. Geoden's turn. Geoden's had a full round. That's right, they did. So they are not passing. They did not get any X's on the 3 cards that were sideways. They are going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're up on 4 of the 6 research areas are ready. They're going to do a power QIC action. 1, 2, 3, 4. They get 1 point. They're up to 16. Next turn, this becomes a support card now. They're going to take this from here. The scoring, they're going to get 4 points. They go from 16 to 20. And now we're going to get them ready for the next round. So I just added 1 more card to their deck. Silver Fury says, uh-oh. That was probably the worst case scenario for a round. But I don't know. We'll see. We got some possibilities. None are amazing. But let me make sure I mark that I have orange planet. They took my yellow planet. I was worried about getting cramped in there for sure. Because now my only way out of here is the red or the blue. Unless I start doing some Gaia forming. Wow. That's dirty. Yeah, red's 3 terraforming steps. I mean, I could try to get the terraforming track a little bit. Blue's 3 terraforming steps. Oh, this is a terrible, terrible spot for me to be in. Terrible, terrible. All right, so 3 cards sideways. Putting this here. So it should be... Yeah, they had 8 cards first round, 9 the second, so that's right, 6 on top. We already scored them their 4. That's out. Right, because 6 of their cards scored them 1 point each. I'm telling you, man, my brain is like, you did not sleep enough for this. So we're going to go income. I'm going to get 2 credit or 2 power into my cycle because of that. I get the cycle 1 because of the economic track. I'm going to get 2 credit because of that. And I get to get 1, 2, 3, 4 ore. And I'm going to get 1, 2, 3 knowledge. These all can come off. All right, I'm going to take 2 out, cycle these 2 over, and I'm going to get this power action to get 7 more credit, gets me from 6 up to 13. Yeah, another knowledge would be good. Wondering if I should take a nat for the points, but I think the power was more important. So hopefully I can cycle. If I can cycle 3 times, if I can get all 3 of those, that'd be pretty strong. I do have to cycle this out to get that. I can't just take it. Surprisingly. The 2 terraforming steps would be interesting to get on that white real quick. We'll see what they do. They do have a couple of upgrades, so hopefully they get one of those. No, they're not going to do an upgrade. Woof. They're going to move up on this track. They're doing the power QIC action coming from the left, number 1, and they're going to get 1 point. They're at 21. All right, I'm going to cycle 4 power. 1, 2, 3, and 4. All goes up into bin number 2. Geodents are going to go. They're going to move up in their highest research area. So they go up on this. They get 1 point. Looks like they're going to take that away from me by the end of this game, and that's not great. I love that play. Get up the terraforming track, grab that Federation tile. So strong. Super, super strong. They already got this card out, which I really wanted them to upgrade, because now that they're going to upgrade, they're going to be in their neighborhood, and I really don't necessarily want to take 2 more out of my cycle right now. When I move up on a tech track, I get 2 points this round. I'm going to spend 2, and I'm going to spend 3 to put a trading station here. No, man, I'll put it here. I'm worried about some things. I'll put that there, and that's on the board now. Please let me cycle. All right, they're doing an upgrade action. Good, yeah, because they're going to go closest to me, so that's one of the reasons I wanted that there too, because I can cycle more that way. So they're going to do since they already have their planetary student on the board. I'm sorry, yeah, the planetary student on the board. That is correct. They are going to now go back to mine to a trading station. I can spend a point to cycle 2. Yes, please. That's done. 1 point for the Automa. My turn. I'm cycling these 4, getting 2 ore. The Geodans are going to do an upgrade action again. They're not going to turn this into a trading station. I can cycle 1 because I have this mine in the neighborhood. They get 3 points from that. 1, 2, 3, so up to 26. So that's helpful. It's helpful. Some helpful developments. I'm going to spend 3 ore and 5 credit. I'm putting this research lab on the board here. When I put that research lab on the board, I get to take a tech tile. I'm going to take this tech tile. That lets me move up on any track I want because it's from the bottom row. I'm going to move up on that. That gives me 2 points because of the round scoring booster. The Automa's turn. Geodans are going to do a faction action. They're moving up on this track. They're going to do a power QIC action, 3 from the right, and they're getting 1 point. Oh, new planet types. They did not. They have only gotten 1 new planet type. They should have gotten 2 points for that. So every time I put one of those things on there, I'll actually put some of these just on the card to remind me to give them the 2 points. My turn. I'm going to tempted to make my power cycle really small. Wonder if I can build a academy next turn. I have no browns. This spot's open. I won't have the 5 power to do it. Getting another mine off would be pretty nice. All right, I'm going to take 2 out of my cycle, move these 2 over, and then spend these 4 to get 2 knowledge. Toma's turn, potential end of round. It is the end of the round. So, my bad. The support card says they take this. This goes here. They're going to shuffle these 9 cards together, add 1 from their deck. Round booster, they get 2 points because we're still in the second round. I scored that. That will come off. And they will be the first player probably for the rest of the game. This will go here. This will go here. All right, I'm going to spend the 4 knowledge. I go from 5 down to 1. I'm going to move up on that. Since I did that, I can cycle 3, 1, 2, and 3. And then I'll cycle 3 at the beginning of next turn, which will put me in income, which will put me in a decent spot. I need to, I mean, I want to get there, and then I think I need to start slamming the navigation track. I can go here. That white opens up some doors. This red also opens up some doors. If I get that white, this red, it's give me this gray. I got a Taklon planet, hit there. Get into some Gaia planets. This will be a nice late game play to give me a bunch of knowledge. So probably like round 6, I use that to jump into the top of the economic track. And that's fine. So I'm going to declare end of round. Round booster, I would like, I think I need QIC. I want to give myself some range. I mean, even if I use a QIC to get to that gray planet, because I still have another white planet there, that might be a smarter use. Instead of using all my power to do that, I can use power to get some resources. And then I could just use the Brainstone to get me 1 terraforming step to get on that gray. So let me do that. I'm going to grab this income tile. Everything is ready. I'm going to get my income. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nothing from there. So 6 credit. I go from 5 to 11 again, 3's from there, and then the other one's from my tech tile, one's from my round booster. I'm getting 1 QIC in income from my round booster. I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 4 knowledge. I go from 1 to 5, and or I get 1, 2, and 3. I'm also going to cycle 3. This will all come here. I need more ore. And that will work. I am not first. The Geodens are first. So we'll put that and that. Shampoo, what's up, damsel? How are you, sir? Or ma'am? I do not want to assume too much. I appreciate you stopping in. So we're doing a upgrade action. There are no mines in the board, so it looks like the Geodens don't have a lot that's putting out more mines, and they have a lot of cards that are giving them upgrades, so that's good. And the good thing too is the support card is the one that gives them 3 points as opposed to just the 1 point. So the fact that they didn't get this card this round is, again, it's only 2 points, but it's nice. So they're going to do an upgrade. Since the only thing they have on the board that can upgrade is this trading station, they're going to put a research lab on the board. They're going to go closest to me, so they're going to do this one. I can spend a point to cycle 2, but I only have 1 thing to cycle, so I can spend 0 points to cycle 1, which is super nice. That was a rule I did not have right until probably my 7th or 8th playthrough when someone's like, hey, dude, you can do this instead. And I was like, oh, that's so much better. All right. So they get 1 point out of that. That gets them up to 32. My turn, I'm going to cycle 4 to get 2 ore. Automa's turn. They're going up on a track. Yep, they're going to be crushing that terraforming track, so I think I just give up on that dream right now, which is not great. It's a 7 points there, too. Oof. Anyway, they get 0 points out of that. I'm going to cycle 4. Do I want to do that? Yeah, I don't really have much of a choice. So cycling 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Atoma's turn. They're moving up on their highest track. They're going to take away that tile, and they get a point. My turn. I'm going to cycle this Brainstone out. That counts as 3. I get a terraforming step there. I'm spending this QIC to increase my range. I'm spending this ore and this 2 credit to place a mine over here on this gray planet. That is another planet type for me. So my natural range is 1. I increased it to 3 with the Brainstone, or with the QIC, and then the Brainstone gave me all the power I needed to do that power action for sure. I think I missed 2 points when I moved up on the I moved up on that twice, and I only took the points the first time, so I do get 2 points from that. If I build a planetary institute or an academy this round, they get 5 points. We know the Automa is scoring 0. Again, one thing I've said before, you can just do all the Automa scoring at the beginning of the game. I kind of like doing it round by round. It just feels a little bit more thematic, and it's less depressing to see the Automa 70 points ahead of you at the beginning of the game, like you would. I mean, it's less depressing than doing that. So I like not doing that. All right, so power QIC action, 2 from the left. They're going to get 3 points. They go from 33 up to 36. That is the one round booster, like the 2 points for every time you move up on the track, that I just consistently forget. Dabs, I'm down with flu, but I see that you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm very tired, but happy to. Any day I'm playing Gaia is a good day, so I'm not, you know. My wife and I came back from a really fun trip, seeing some friends that we were long overdue in seeing. So it was a 40th birthday trip across these United States. All right, I'm going to. Man, I'm tempted to get my. Tempted to get my academy up, get the 5 points, get all the extra knowledge that I can. It's 5, 6 knowledge around. Maybe I go up the research tracks. That's nuts. Navigation track's going to be important. Economic track's going to be important. All right, I'm going to cycle 3. It gives me another ore. That's just that free passive action over here. I'm spending 6 ore and 6 credit to get this planetary institute, this academy on the board. That's 5 points from the round booster, so I come 70 to 22. And yeah, I'll be getting 6 knowledge around. That does let me take a tech tile. Oh yeah, my last playthrough, I forgot to take a tech tile when I upgraded to something, and that would have made a huge difference. I only won by like 1. I think I would have won by like 12. Just if you really start stacking the cumulative effects of the tech tiles. So I'm going to grab this tech tile, move up in the navigation track, and get a QIC. Automa's turn. Doing a power QIC action, 1 from the right, 1 point. My turn, I'm going to get points replacing mines. Yeah, the next mine's not as important because it doesn't give me any extra income. So like doing it this round's probably not the smartest. I don't have any ore. So I think I just move up on the knowledge track or in the economic track. I know I'm getting a ton of knowledge. Oh, I could wait. I have 6. I'll be down to 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I could move up on the research track, the knowledge track, and then that gives me 2 jumps next turn. That's probably smarter. Yeah, I'm gonna move. I'm gonna spend 4 knowledge, move up on the knowledge track. Just playing a very different game than I expected, for sure. At some point, I'm gonna want to start Gaia forming, I think, because I really need that tile. Unless maybe I just don't take it. This just makes building federations so much easier. But maybe I just don't take it. To get into a Gaia forming strategy late is just really silly. And I don't think I'm going to have you can't cycle, like if I'm doing this action, like this 6 power out of my cycle to put a Gaia former on a planet, right? Like it's not gonna. You can't use a power stone for that. You can only use it when you're spending power from the third bin. All right. Automa's turn. They're gonna do a upgrade action. They are upgrading. They don't have any mines to upgrade the trading stations. They do have a research lab on the board. They're going to upgrade that to an academy. I could spend 2 points to cycle 3. Yes, 1, 1, 2, 3. They get 1 point. I'm going to pass, take the first player token back. Automa's turn, potential end of round, not end of round. They're placing a mine. Hey, look at them. So proud of them. So endgame scoring doesn't matter. They only have range 2. So looking at range 2, 1 terraforming step. That is 1 terraforming step. That is 1 terraforming step. That's it. The red is going to win, which is really jamming this guy up. I'm going to need a miracle get out of jail free card to get from there. So that blue is looking super important to me because I go blue, gray, white. Oof. This is exactly why I should have started there, I think, just the way it's worked out. I was hoping to get that yellow the first round. And if they didn't have that range 4, that range 4 card was brutal for me, for sure. So they are placing a mine here. That is only 1 terraforming step for them. That is a new planet type for them. So that's going to be 2 points for them plus 1 for the card. So they go from 38 to 41. I do get to cycle 1, so I'll cycle that one. Because, again, that mine is in the neighborhood. I've already passed. Potential end of round, take 2 for the Geode ends. Of course not. They are going to move up on a track. They're moving up on this track. They're doing a power QIC action, 4 from the right, and they get a point. And potential end of round, take 3. Of course not. Woof. I should have known they had another power QIC action on there. So they're moving up on a track, 2 from the right. Power QIC action, 2 from the right. That one was closed, so 1, 2, and another point. Potential end of round. Oh, never mind. They're done. They have no more cards. They're going to take that round booster. Oh, I never took my round booster. I never took, because this was one I had. I will take... think this is the one that's going to still make the most sense to get some more power back in there, because I will need the power eventually for satellites when I start building federations, and I am not building my planetary institutes, so that makes sense. And then they're going to go ahead and take this. All right. Oof. Spacequake. Rearrange the board a little bit. Actually, can probably push this off since I have the room. Excellent. They're going to add 1 card to their deck. They're going to get 0 points because of the round booster. That will come off. Refresh all of these. All right, this all goes here. This goes here. And now we go to income. In income, I'm going to be able to cycle 3 plus 1. I'm cycling 4, so all this will go into bin 3. I'm also gaining 2, so this will go into bin 1. I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 knowledge. I go from 1 to 8. I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or I go from 0 to 6. And I get 1, 2, 3, 4 credit. I go from 3 up to 7. The round scoring booster is every time I place a mine, I get 2 points. Oh, getting a cramp. This is what happens when you get no sleep and you are on a plane all night. Wow. Man, getting old's a bitch. Okay. Well, with that awesome cramp out of the way, let us continue. If I get to the navigation of 2 and then I spend a QIC, I can get to that gray. That blue is just going to be way more than I want to spend. That's a crazy amount. I mean, the planet type is nice, but I could always grab a blue later. I mean, I'm going to get the Lost Planet. I get to that gray. It gives me access to some Gaia planets. It gives me access to the white, which I did not build on a white yet. So yeah, I think that gray is target number one. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of satellites to get to that, so that's not great. What an interesting playthrough, man. I'll tell you what. Do not mind that. It's a nice little mental challenge right now. I think credits are pretty important. Move up to... All right, I'm going to spend this 4 knowledge to move up on this track. Automa's turn. They're doing a power QIC action, 2 from the right. 1, 2, 1 point. They're up to 44. My turn. I'm going to spend... Before it gets taken away from me, I will spend... No, never mind. I'll do it this way. I'm going to spend the Brainstone for 3. That's 1 terraforming step. I'm going to spend this QIC to increase my range. My range is 2 plus 2, so I can get to there. I spend 1 ore and 2 credit, and I'm putting this mine on that gray planet. That is not a new planet type for me, but at least gets me out from being stuck over here. Now, once I get to range 3, again, all this stuff really opens up in a good way. Automa's turn is doing a power QIC action. 5 from the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it took the credit. Stupid. You jerk. I wanted that. All right. It's going to get a... Oh, it also moves up on a track. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it gets a point. Up to 45. I'm going to cycle 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Automa's turn is going up on its highest track. It does go here. It does not claim the Federation token. It just comes out of the game. And 1 point. It's going to get a ton of points for research tracks. I'm cycling 4 to get this 2 ore while I get the chance before it keeps taking stuff away from me. So 1 and 2. No, maybe not. Hold on 1 sec. Well, first off, when I built that mine, I should have gotten 2 points. That's 1 terraforming step. That's nice. Gives me some good access there. That's helpful too. All right, I'm going to spend the 5 power out of the cycle to do this. I'm spending an ore and 2 credit. And I am building a mine here. So there was 2 terraforming steps from here. I did not fill that yet. And actually, yeah, so instead of taking the 2 ore, I'll just shift that over there. I spent the 5 power to get the 2 terraforming steps. I did place a mine, so that's 2 points. And now I am on a new planet type. I am on the white planet. Automa's turn. Placing a mine. Endgame scoring matters, so it is looking at a planet type it does not already have. It does not have a Gaia planet yet, which is wild. It does not have a white planet yet. Again, these are all range 2. It does not have a blue planet yet. It does not have a transitant planet, which is a Gaia planet. It does not have that. Closest to me... Wait, I'm sorry, fewest terraforming steps. Fewest terraforming steps would be the Gaia or the Transdim. Well, the Transdim is two terraforming steps. So it's a planet type it doesn't have already, but Transdim is 2 terraforming steps. So it will go on that Gaia. That is the only one that is 1 terraforming step for it. It already has a red, so that doesn't matter. This white is 3 terraforming steps. So it's going to go there. I am not in the neighborhood, so I do not get the cycle off of that. It has a new planet type. Since that's a new planet type for it, it gets 2 points. Alrighty then. I now have 4 points for getting on a Gaia planet. That's nice. I will enjoy that next turn, hopefully. I think I move up on the knowledge track again, so I'm going to spend 4 knowledge. Move up on this track. That lets me cycle 3. This will all go here. Again, I'll be getting 8 knowledge next round, which could be very strong. One ore per sector I'm in is interesting. I'm only in 3 sectors though. Wolf. 4 planet types. I'll get the lost planet. I should get a Gaia planet pretty easily. I should get a yellow planet pretty easily. So I just probably won't have the red or the blue. Oh. I did not give it the point for the card. I gave it the 2 points for a new planet type. Geodens, that's why I use the stones. Beeps. I'm like, why is that stone still there? Because I did not pay them. All right. They are upgrading. They're upgrading a mine to a trading station. They're going to go closest to me. This is the one that's closest to me. I can cycle 1 for free off of that. Don't mind if I do. And it gets 1 point. Again, because this academy is not in the neighborhood, and that mine is. I'm looking at these trading stations. I mean, I think it makes sense to get a trading station on the board to get the extra credit, but I'm losing an ore. So you're kind of like stuck. I'm going to spend these 4 to get 2 ore, so I get up to 6. So if I lose an ore when I have 6 at this point, I guess it's not the worst. Placing another mine. Whoa, just placing a ton of mines now. Interesting. Endgame scoring doesn't matter. So looking at fewest terraforming steps, this is 2 terraforming steps. This is 2 terraforming steps. This is 3. This is 3. And that's the only thing that's a range 2. So they're going to do the Transdim because it's closest to me. They already have a Gaia planet, so they do not get any 2 points for that. But they're putting a mine there. Remember the Automa, when they do a transit planet, they immediately turn it into a Gaia planet as opposed to having to wait around like the player does. It is in the neighborhood of me, so I do get the cycle 1 again. They get 3 points. Giving them way too many turns. I just built the 2 mines, so that's I got the 4 points for the 2 mines I built. That Gaia planet will be worth 4 for me. I think I'm gonna need more credits for sure. So I'm gonna spend 2 ore and 3 credit to make. They're gonna do a lot of upgrading over here probably. So I'll make that into a trading station. Atoma's turn. Moving up on a track, moving up on this track, 0 points. 1, 2, 3. If I can make that, that's a nice little. If I make this into a trading station, I can get a federation there. Which is pretty strong. So I'm going to take one out to cycle the Brainstone. And then I'm going to cycle the Brainstone, do this to get 2 back in. I'm about to power a bunch anyway. Well, cycling 4. I think that makes a little sense. I am looking to do that pretty early next round. So if I have some things in there to start taking out, that's going to be 3 power out of my cycle. Potential end around for the Automa. It is, so they gain first player back. They're going to take this from the support card. Their support card says to take the booster on the right. They're going to add 1 card to their deck. Those 2 cards were unused, and they're going to get 6 points from the round scoring tile. They go from 653 up to 59. Detailed guess is I saw that you were advertising my trash metal band Ambiguous Noise the other day, so I thought better check out what you're doing. I'm getting this unambiguous yes. What? I saw that you were advertising my trash metal band Ambiguous Noise. All right, cool. I guess that just came from the auto ads. That's cool. That's what's up. So detailed guess. Everyone check out Ambiguous Nose. Yeah, thank you for joining me, sir. That is pretty cool. All right. So this is potentially coming together. There was a very, very rough start, but I'm not totally out of it, I don't think. But I'm gonna need both that knowledge track and that economic track to really come big for me. The terraforming track being what it is was just an absolute disaster, but I've been able to use again the power actions pretty effectively to get a lot of planet types, so that helps for sure. And we'll set this up. I think the natural play for me here, I get a federation out of those 3 structures. Oh, never mind. Build. Yeah, that's what I do. I build a mine there. That's 4 points. I build a federation out of those 4 structures. And then I could start doing other federation-y stuff down there. Federation-y, it's a word. Look it up. I passed. I just never actually officially said I was passing. I do want another QIC, especially since I'm taking that Gaia planet. And now we're going to get income. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 credit. I go from 0 up to 9. I was on 24. I just knocked myself back a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4 knowledge from my board, +1, +3, so 8 knowledge. And we're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ore. I go from 4 up to 9. In addition, I get to cycle 4, so cycling 1, 2, 3, and 4. The Automa is first support guard, and then that they're placing a mine. Endgame scoring doesn't matter. We're looking at range 2. Fewest terraforming steps. That's 2. That's 3. That's 3. So I guess they're taking the blue after all. So they're going to place a mine there. That is a new planet type for them. So that's 2 points already. They're going to get 3 more points from the card. And I could spend 2 points to cycle 3. And I think I have to. 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3. So they got this over here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planet types for them. I'm gonna need to crush them on endgame scoring. I mean, I'm tempted to take one of these reds. Oh, they got their 6 points for that. I can take this off. I never took my QIC either from the round booster. I'm going to cycle the Brainstone, spend an ore and 2 credit, and do this, and put a mine here. I know for sure I want to do that. Well, if they get that range 4 card, I might regret that. But they won't. That'd be really bad if they do. All right, don't get the range 4 mine. I mean, they don't have that many build a mine actions. All right, we're good. So they are going to do a power. They're doing their faction action. They're moving up on the track. They're moving up on the knowledge track. They're doing a power QIC action, one from the right, and they're going to get a point. So 64 to 65. Now I'm going to spend an ore and 2 credit, 7 to 5, and this QIC, and I'm going to terraform a Gaia planet. Since I terraformed a Gaia planet, I get 4 points. I go from 22 to 26. Automa's turn. Automa is doing an upgrade action. What are they upgrading? They're going to upgrade a trading station. Closest to me is going to be this one. So mine to a trading station. I get to spend a point to cycle 2, 1 and 2, and 1 point for the Automa. I'm going to... Nope, I don't want to do that. I need more credits for sure. I'm going to take one out. I'll be so broke. So I'm going to take one out, move one over, cycle these 4, and get 7 credit. So I go from 5 to 12. Automa's turn. They're placing a mine. Endgame scoring matters. Range 4. Oof, glad they did not do that last. Oh, I guess endgame scoring matters. They wouldn't have taken a Gaia planet anyway. So they are looking for a planet type they don't have. This is 2 terraforming steps. The only planet types they don't have are gray. There are no grays within range 4 because I took the 2 that were closest to them. And they do not have whites. So that is, but that's 3 terraforming steps. So they're going to take the brown because there's only 2 terraforming steps. So it would have been a really cheap mine for me. That range 4 card comes in big for them again. They're going to grab that. They get 2 points since it's a new planet type, and they get 1 more point because of the card, and they'll put a thing there. So again, how many planet types do they have? They are up to 6. I need to outpace them in the endgame scoring if I have any chance in this game. I'm going to build a federation. So I'm down to only 2 things in my cycle, including my power stone. I'm putting 4 satellites on the board, and I'm going to form this federation here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Again, for each power you take out, you can build 1 satellite, and it just kind of locks me into kind of developing over here. I do want to get the 3 federations by the end of this game if possible, especially since I did not get the federation token at the top of the terraforming track. What do I need? 6 points of 2 knowledge. When I want to get to the top of this, and I want to get up to there, set myself up for the biggest final round I can muster. But again, I need 3 Federation tokens to make all that work. Probably build this. Probably build my academy here in that research lab. 3, 4, 5. Three, 3. Yeah, I'm going to take the 8 points in a QIC. So that's 25 to 33 and a QIC. Oh, I built on the yellow. So that's another planet type for me. And I built on the Gaia planet, so that's another planet type for me. So I'll be at 7 for sure. Assuming I get the lost planet, which I should. Automa's turn. Power QIC action, 4 from the right. That takes away my knowledge. Opportunity there, 69 to 72, because that was 3 points. I will spend 4 knowledge, move up here. I get a QIC. I can cycle 3. I only have 2 in here, so I'm just cycling the 2. I gave him the 3 points of that for sure. Automa's turn. Doing a power QI. They're doing a faction action and moving up on a track, moving up on the knowledge track, doing a power QIC action, 1 from the right, getting 1 point. Moving up, using knowledge, I'm moving up to level to increase my navigation to 3. Atoma's turn. It's doing an upgrade action. It's going to upgrade a mine to a trading station. It still has 1 more. Mine closest to me is this one. So I can spend 2 points to cycle 3. I have nothing to cycle, so that's not going to happen. Yeah, I should have done that in a different order. Yeah, I should have done. There was no reason to do what I did. My last turn, instead of moving up on this, give me 4 knowledge. I would have cycled these 4 to get 2 ore. No, I would have cycled 1. I would have cycled the Brainstone to get 2 more, because I am super short on that. And then it's doing an upgrade action. It upgrades that. Now I can spend 2 to cycle 4. I will 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1 point for the Automa. So a little revisionist history. Sorry about that. Just it made no sense to not spend the Brainstone when I had it in the 3rd bucket, and I know I needed power, and I know that they're likely to make me cycle. So it is what it is. All right, I'm going to now spend the 4. Well, now let me get this extra knowledge while I can. I'm going to cycle 4. This aura and get the 2 ore. Every time I can cycle, especially knowing that their faction action covers up a lot of power QIC actions, I just think it makes sense to do that. They are doing an upgrade action again. I think all their trading stations are on the board. Nope. Yes, 1, 2. Yep. Oh, they are. So we're going to do a trading station to an academy closest to me, or a research lab is going to be this one. I can spend a point to cycle 2. Point, cycling 2, 3 points for them. 1, 2, 3. My turn. Interesting. I have range 3. Terraforming steps are mad expensive for me. No, I don't only have range 2 yet. Yeah, let me do this. I'm going to spend the 4 now. Now I get up to there. and that gives me the range 3. Possible end of round. It is not. They're moving up on their highest track. They move up on the knowledge track. Oh, stop it. 1 point. 1 point. That's pretty gross. I'm going to spend 6 ore and 6 credit. So I go from 9 to 3 ore and 12 to 6 credit to put this. Nope, wrong thing. This academy on the board. Automa's turn, possible end of round. Moving up on the track, moving up on this track, 2 points. They are getting maximum turns, it seems. I'm going to do this action on my board to get a QIC. Automa's turn. They're moving up on a track. Wait. I screwed that up. They don't, since they're already at the top there, they would have moved up on this. And since they're already up at the top there, 5, they're actually taking this. If they go up on their highest one again, they get to the top of the knowledge track. Wow. Yeah, so I did the 2. It was 2 to the right. Again, I skip over that, so it was 1, 2. And then I skip over that again on the 5, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Woof. They might take my foreknowledge away from me. Well, they are not powering me anymore, so there's no point in not doing this. I'm going to spend the 4 and cycle all of that. Automa's turn. They have no more cards. They're going to get this booster, and that goes there. And they're going to get 2 points on that, so they go from 90 to 92. I'm going to spend the 5, the 1, and the 2 for 2 terraforming steps. Brown to white. I'm range 3, so I can put a mine here. I'm going to spend the QIC, the white, the ore, and 2 credit to put a mine here. That's 4 points. That's 30 to 34. One, two, three. Wow. Them jumping up to the top of the knowledge track too was not on my radar. They've just had max actions every turn. It's really bad. Lost planet. 7 more knowledge. If all my mines out, that could be a 16-point play. Gives me another jump somewhere else. Alright, I'm going to try to get another Gaia planet, I think. So I'm going to spend the... I have so much aura of so little credit. 7. I'm going to spend the 1 QIC to extend my range, 1 QIC to terraform a Gaia planet, and then 1 ore and 2 credit to put this mine here. That's range 5 for me, and that is going to give me 4 more points, so 34 to 38 because of the round booster. So I got 12 points on the round booster to the Automa's 2, which is a nice swing. I have to go end of round now. I think I take this to chase some points. It's going to be worth 8 points for me at the end, plus it gives me ability to cycle 1,000,000. Since I'm cycling 1,000,000 anyway, I am going to cycle that 1 before I declare end of round to get 1 credit. Cycling 1,000,000. Great. That tile's already off. Let's reset everything. I am going to get my income. I'm going to put a reminder token here to make sure I get my 8 points at the end of this round. My income is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 knowledge. We have 3 credit, so it gets me from 1 to 4. 4 credit, 1 to 5. We're going to get to cycle 9, so that all goes there. And then ore 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 3 more credit from that. I'm sorry. So I guess the 8. And then I have 8, 9 ore. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, 10 ore. Wow. All right. Well, that's a thing. Can I race up the knowledge track? Cost me that. The Automa did pass first. I need to shuffle their deck. Message redacted. Tactile, get yours for the Academy. Uh-oh. Did I still forget that? What's the last end of Nantucket top right? It is 4 points for building a research lab. Silver Fear, did I forget to take the Tactile for the Academy? I think I did. And I think because I knew I built the Academy and I still would have won at 7, I think it would have made sense to grab this, which gives me an ore and a QIC, and I could have moved up there, which is super interesting. And that would have given me 1 more knowledge. Yes, thank you, Silver Fear. I don't know why, again, things I forget that I don't know why, and that is definitely one of them. All right, well, that's better. I don't know if it's worth jumping him, though. I'm just so limited on research. On Federation tokens. Yeah, so it's 4 points for every trading station I built. I think that would have made sense. It's the easiest one to do too, because I don't have to worry about income. I wouldn't have taken that yet. I'm not going to take that till I get the Lost Planet. I don't know if it's worth. So few resources. Really hurt. Now I could spend ore to get a +1 on my power cycle. I think I'm gonna have to do that a couple of times. This is 1, 2, 3. That's only 4. So if I make this into a trading station, that's not bad. It's another Federation. All right, awesome. Yeah, I mean, I still think I would have done that because I know I would have been down to, I would have wanted 8 income for knowledge. So by turning by turning this trading station into an academy, I lost the knowledge income. So I think that would have made the most sense to make sure that was balanced, to make sure I'm guaranteeing myself 2 jumps. Losing 1 ore and 1 credit and the ability to cycle 1 with my current setup isn't the worst case scenario. So I do not go first though. So the Automas first. Are they going to go up on the highest track? They are not. They are doing a upgrade action. So they're going to upgrade a mine to a trading station. That does take priority over an academy to a research lab to an academy. Closest mine to me is this one. And I can cycle 1 off that, but I can't. I'm filled up. They go from 82 to 85. My turn. Let me take it. I'm going to spend the 4 knowledge. I have to flip this Federation token to move up here. And now I go from 4 up to 13 in my knowledge. And remember, when I take this tech tile, I'm going to move up another 7. So in theory, I have 5 more jumps to spend as I want. Hopefully the Automa does not take up too many of these actions, because running up the AI track and doing that could be really fun. The other thing too is maybe I just run up the terraforming track, get all that ore. It could make things pretty interesting. The Automa is doing another upgrade action. All right, they're upgrading. They have no more trading stations. They're going to upgrade this research lab to an academy. I could spend 1 to cycle 2. Again, I have not done anything. I would have prioritized that jump this time because I know they easily could have gotten there, and that's an 8-point swing. So even though I don't get the power, it just is what it is. So now I do want to start spending some of this power, right? I'm going to spend this Brainstone to get 2 more power in my cycle. That seems super obvious. Automa's turn. They're moving up on the highest track. So this is their highest track now. They will ignore this because I'm already in level 5 and there's no tactile there for them to take. So they just move up here. They get 1 point. My turn. I'm going to make a trading station. I'm spending 1, 2 ore and 3 credit, putting a trading station here. This will go there. Since I built the trading station, I get 4 points. I go from 38 up to 42. Automa's turn. The Automa is building a mine. Endgame scoring matters. So what planet types does the Automa not have yet? They have not built on either of the grays. They're only at range 2. Neither of those will count. They have not built on the whites. That is within their range. They have built on everything else. So they're going to take this. They get a mine. Since that's a new planet type for them, they get 2 points. They get 3 points for the cars, so that's up to 93. So big scoring game for the Geodens. I could spend a point to cycle 2. Sure. And I already gave them the 3 points from the card. That's why I say things out loud. I need to get a lot more structures out here in order to be able to make a 3rd federation. So I'm going to use these 3 while I can to get this terraforming step. I'm spending a mine and 2 credit, and I am putting an ore, not a mine, an ore and 2 credit to build a mine there. That's 1 terraforming step for me. Atoma's turn. They're doing a power QIC action. They're going to take up 1 of the 3 things I didn't want them to take, and they get a point. They go from 93 to 94. My turn. I'm going to get all this power out of my cycle, and I'm building 4 satellites. So that academy has a power of 3. That trading station has a power of 2, so that's 5. We're adding that 1 mine, that's 6. We're adding another mine, that's 7. I'm forming my first federation of the round. I need not more knowledge. I need more credits in my cycle. So, or power in my cycle. So I'm getting 8 points. So I go from 41 to 49 and 2 more power in my cycle. Automa's turn. Automa's moving up on a on a research area. Again, we ignore this one, we ignore this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They go up here, 2 points. 1, 2. My turn. I just want the Automa to be done. I'm gonna cycle 4, so 1, 2, 3, and 4. Automa's turn. They're moving up on the track. They're skipping that one. They're skipping that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 0 points. Woof. I'm going to cycle these 4 because I need credits badly as I go from 3 up to 10. Automa's turn. Faction action. They're moving up on the track. 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're going to do a power QIC action. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1 point. They go from 96 to 97. I think I take the Lost Planet now. Yes, so I'm going to spend 4 knowledge. I go from 13 to 9. I'm flipping this over. I jump here and I grab the Lost Planet. That is a new planet type for me. And I can put this anywhere I want. Range 4. I will put it here just to lessen how many satellites I'll need eventually when I try to make my last Federation. Hold on one sec. Feeling a coughing fit. And detail quest says ta. Awesome. I think that's goodbye, but I could be wrong. So the new planet type over here. Automa's turn. Faction action. They're going 2 from the. Wow, they were up above the line on all 6 tracks, which is absolutely bananas. Power QIC action. That's gone. And 1 point. They go from 97 to 98. That's crazy how many points they're scoring for the research areas. Woof. I just kind of want the Automa to just stop. So I'm just going to do this, install a little bit, get a QIC. There's nothing I can race them to. Potential end of game. Yes, finally. They're going to take this. It doesn't matter. They're going to get 6 points because of the round booster. So I'll give them that. And that's 98 to 104. They're done. What the heck am I doing? Well, the only thing I can build in their neighborhood is going to be here. So 2 and 3. I'm going to build this here. That's 4 points. So 49 to 53. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Yeah. Awesome. I'm going to. Three, 5. I'm going to spend 4 to move up on this to get a QIC. I'm going to spend an ore and 2 credit to place a mine here. I'm really wondering if this is worth it. If I take that tech tile, that's 12 points. That's 16 points. and I get to move up somewhere else. I also want this tech tile. All right, I'm going to spend the 4 credit, the 4 knowledge to move up there. This being covered up is bad. I think I take those 16 points instead of getting up to the top. So what I will do is spend 3 ore. I give them 5 to 2 and 5 credit to turn this trading station into a research lab. That gives me a tech tile. I'm going to take this tech tile. That gives me 7 knowledge. I go from 1 to 8. Oh, no. I don't want to do that. That screwed up. Nope. Nope, nope. Nope, nope. I messed that up because then I have to jump there. And I don't want to. Instead of jumping there before, I would have jumped here and got me another QIC. Oh, it's not going to work. I can't make it work. Maybe I don't need that extra knowledge. Oh, I can't even take that. I don't have the extra Federation out. Woof. All of this is bad. All right. Let me put both of these back. And that's there. And I have 9 knowledge. I did build a research lab. I have to take a tech tile. All right, I'm going to go up here to get this, to get the QIC. I spent the resources for a research lab. I put the research lab on the board. I will take this tech tile to move up here, and that gives me 7 more research. That gives me up to 12. I'm going to spend 3 QIC to do this power QIC action. I'm going to get 8 points into power. So I go from 53 to 61. I get the 2 power. Again, the Automa has been done for a while, so all this is legit. It's just like refiguring the order of operations. I just don't see how I'm getting another tech tile now. Maybe. All right, I have an outside shot to pull this off. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4 satellites. I'm going to take 4 power out of my cycle to build 4 more satellites. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mines in this trading station. And that's going to give me something good. I'm going to get this, which gives me, no, I'll get this, which gives me 7 points and 6 credit. So I go from 61 to 68. 6 credit goes from 0 to 6. Now I can spend 4 knowledge to move up on here. It gets me a QIC. I can spend 4 knowledge to move up on here. That gives me 2 more QIC. And I get the cycle 3, so 1, 2, 3. I'm going to spend the Brainstone and the extra power to get 2 more ore. And now I'm going to spend the 3 ore and 5 credit. This is nuts. To build another research lab, which I will build here. That gives me another tech tile. I will take this tech tile. Again, it's an advanced tech tile. I'm going to cover up something. I'm going to cover up an income tile. It's the last round. That gives me 16 points because it's 2 points for mine I have at the time I take that. So I go from 68 up to 84. And I get to move up on another random, I get to move up on another research area. I'm going to move up on this one that gives me 2 QIC. Now to take that advanced tech tile, I did have to flip that over. So at this point, I have no more Federation tokens. I have no way of getting more Federation tokens. I could build a trading station maybe to get 4 points. If I build another research lab, I can take that tech tile, which is 7 points. I think that makes some sense. So I'm going to turn these 2 QICs into 2 knowledge. Remember, I spent the 3 QICs, but then I got a bunch more as I went up there. So 2 QICs becomes 2 ore. I'm going to cycle this. No. All right, I'm going to spend this. What's the point? Nope. Like doing that jump actually doesn't make any sense. It's not getting me any more points. So I'm going to turn that 4 knowledge into 5 credit, and I'm going to spend 2 QICs to become 2 ore, and I'm going to do the 3 and the 5 again. And that lets me put the last research lab on the board, and that lets me take a tech tile. I'm going to take that for 7 points. That's 84 to 91, and then I jump here and get 2 ore. And I think that's all she wrote. So again, I got the 7 points from that instead of building a trading station, which would have given me 4. I don't think I could have gone any better just figuring out the proper order of how to make that work. Remember, I never took that tech tile, so I got all the way up there just by using jumps. But the tech tiles I did get were pretty awesome. So again, huge thanks to Silverfair for reminding me about this. Not to take my tech tile for the academies. I always remember them for research labs. I forget for my academies for some reason. I generally always remember for my research labs. So this, the Brainstone and this 1 power is left there. I'm going to convert these 3 QICs into ore. That gets me up to 5. And I am going to now pass. When I pass, I get 8 points. That gets me 91 to 99. Math is hard. Done. So, end of game, we are going to convert this 5 ore to 1 2/3 points, otherwise known as 1 point. Let me take a look at the scoring here. So I have 7 different planet types. The Automa has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I beat him on that, right? He got a white. Oh, the jerk. 1, 2, 3, 4. So he has 7. I have 7. So we are tied. Number of structures he has on the board, he has way less than me, and all my structures are Federation, so I definitely win that. I don't think he even has 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, minus 1. He only has 8. So scoring that, we're both going to get 15 points for the endgame scoring the first one. So he goes from 104 to 119. I go from 100 to 115. I get 18 more points. I go from 115 to 133. he only gets 6, so he goes from 119 to 125. The only thing that hasn't been scored yet is the research areas. This can go away. So we're looking at the research areas. He has 12. 16 plus 8 is 24, plus 4 is 28, plus 4 is 32, plus 8 is 40 points. So 125 to 165. And I have 12 plus 8 is 20, plus 8 is 28, plus 12 is 40. I go from 133 to 173. What a freaking game that was. Woo! Oh, yeah. Like, if Silver Fear didn't remind me about that, there's no way I win that. That would have been that'd have been 2 games in a row. That was nuts. This 16-point tile was huge. And just looking at that, being like, I could get up there, but what are those extra resources going to do for me? The points were all there. Getting this tile there was huge. Taza, thanks for answering my previous question. Great, Ta. Silver Fear says, wow, nice job. Thank you, sir. That was nuts. That was a really awful setup. I got lucky. I got lucky that I was able to get that orange planet. Because otherwise, I don't know how I ever get out to that one. And just looking at, all right, well, they're taking the terraforming track. Bye. I'm not even going to try. Going up the knowledge track was not in the original plan. That is insane. I've never seen the Automa score that many points on the tracks, but we evened each other out, right? Because it was 4. I had 20, and then they had 20 as well. Yeah, so we totally evened each other out. We both had 10 jumps above the line. Totally crazy. And yeah, just getting that was a big point swing. I mean, imagine if I just take that, like, what are those resources going to do for me? Like, instead, give me the 16 points because all my mines are out. Give me the extra jump over there, so that's effectively a 20-point tile. 6, because if I jump there, that evens out. I mean, maybe I build a couple of more trading. Maybe I build one more trading station, so that's 4. But I really think I needed every bit of that move, so that excites me. Being able to rescore one of these tiles, the fact that I got lucky that the Automa did not cover up all 3 of the QIC actions was pretty huge. I mean, it's just what a cool game. That was really fun. That was a really fun, cool little puzzle. And the Taklons, if any faction is like built to really overcome a really awful start, I mean, the Taklons, their ability to just make max use of this track is so important. And like, you can just really, like, if you're using that Brainstone 2-3 times around, you get your cycle artificially low in the amount of things that are in there, so you can keep getting that Brainstone into that third bin. I also like using that as a stall tactic, where it's like, all right, well, I'm not sure I don't want to end my round yet. I want to see what's going on. I can just get that in there. If one of those 2 things are open, it's like, great, I can get that in there, and all of a sudden I have an action open up to me that would have been closed off to most every other faction. But yeah, what a cool little puzzle that was. That was fun. Andy Farris's jaw hits ground. I mean, after that first round, that was that has to be one of the worst first rounds in Gaia Project history, man. That was really bad. Really, really bad. Yeah, turning that into 173 is bananas. And I mean, the end game scoring tiles, the round boosters really helped. I mean, I got 12 points from this round booster, and I got, I think, 8 points from this. I got 8 points from this, 16 points from this. You're really just seeing the math, like, all right, cool. And I won both endgame scoring. Well, I tied in the one and won the other. So there was no advantage to the Automa there. But that's still nuts. That just makes me, like, sad. It's crazy. It was crazy, crazy, crazy. Never taking that tile is weird. That is not normally how I play. I love that tile, but I was like, why am I going to go Gaia forming? That just made no sense for me. And then having, that could have been a fun tile to get early, but obviously I had jumps elsewhere. I needed the math for the knowledge to work out, just the way it did. So yeah, cool. That was really, really cool. But I attentively planned Champions of Horror for tomorrow. There was no way I'm going to be ready for Champions of Horror tomorrow. I need to spend a lot more time with the next scenario in that game. So I'm going to switch my schedule around. I was going to do a Spirit Island like Thursday. I'm going to do that tomorrow instead. I can get that ready a lot quicker. So Spirit Island tomorrow, Champions of Horror on Thursday is now the new plan. I'm going to start around 11 tomorrow, so definitely an earlier start than as I've been doing a lot lately. It just kind of works with my life a little bit better, so that'll be fun. And that's it. So you want to see? I did just put up a new public post for October, so you can kind of get a look at the titles that are coming up in the next few months for sure. Again, end of October, I will be gone for a couple weeks, so I'm going to be slamming in probably about 12 playthroughs between now and then, including this one. So I'm going to get as many as I can on the channel and just have a bunch of content for everyone to kind of peruse while I am unavailable to record any new videos for a couple of weeks there. But excited about everything we have coming up. Where do we see that? You're looking about the Patreon post? Yeah, so the link to my Patreon is in the description of this video below, and then if you go there, just go into like I do a blog, like I do like a weekly blog for my patrons, but there's always a public post every month, so it just goes like look for I think I call it like October's public post, and then you'll just see a list. I used to be like scheduled, but I just need more flexibility now with like just things going on in my life. So I just kind of tell you the titles, any videos I have filmed, and then kind of what to expect. And then additionally, I'll put up there like, games I'm in the middle of learning that hopefully I'll get on the channel before too long. So I don't know. I keep pushing like Lord of the Rings. I was planning to get that on the channel for a while. I'm like, I'm close to getting it there. Horizon Zero Dawn, definitely need to get that on the channel. That was a review copy. You're also looking at trying to think what else I'm in the middle of learning. Pax Premier Second Edition. I'm gonna get that on the channel pretty soon. So public post, thanks. I just have to subscribe already. Yeah, maybe, dude. Maybe. Look, I get it, man. I appreciate all the support I can get when it just kind of makes doing this a little bit easier and a little bit but I love doing this. I love this channel, and it's been really fun to continue to see it grow. And I think you did enough for me already today, Silver Fear, with the reminding me to take my freaking tactile. I just need to write on all the boards, take tactile, dummy. It's it's funny, man. I don't know why. I don't know why I want to make things harder on myself. This was hard enough. That was definitely one of the more fun experience I had. Especially, I mean, the Automa just kept jumping up those freaking tracks, man. And the double whammy of that is when they're jumping up tracks, they weren't giving me power they weren't letting me cycle my power. And that's a problem, right? That's a problem when you're the Taklons, and that's like your whole game. Um, I don't know about their Planetary Institute. I mean, I think it's just too easy for other players to avoid. Um, and then the AI, like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess you want the cycling, but if you get up the economic track, you get the cycling from there. Even that one cycling I was get every round when because I got this tactile pretty early, really helped. And then when you get this tactile early, like that helps. Like, I just don't think their Planetary Institute is that strong. I'd love to see like discussions of that because I'm sure someone who is way smarter than me has kind of broken it down and like, is that like one of the worst Planetary Institutes in the game? Because I don't see the power there. There's just so many other ways to get extra power, right? Yeah, it's great. Oh, when I cycle, I get to add a power, and that's fine, but I can add a power from that with just my Brainstone. Maybe in a competitive game where people are like, if you're playing a 3-4 player game and those spots start filling up, but then again, if I have all my mines out, I could just spend an ore to get a power. I don't know. I don't really see the allure of that Planetary Institute for sure. Silver Seer should laugh out loud. Um, remember your tactile, dummy. It's not that hard. But cool. This was cool. I'm gonna take a nap. And then we have a Rosh Hashanah dinner that my wife is Jewish and is celebrating, and we have some friends that are celebrating. So happy Rosh Hashanah to everyone out there who is celebrating that. I hope you've had a wonderful start to your holiday, and hope it ends really well for you as well. But in the meantime, I'm going to sign off. Go take my nap that I already mentioned before I say something really stupid in utter delirium here. But thank you for joining me, and until next time, happy gaming.
Too many